just got home from going to see Ghostbusters, and it wasn't so bad. I'm literally like in the middle, like it wasn't like great, amazing, nor was it like horrible. And why am I so super fucking orange right now? But okay. Well, anyway, yeah. So I went to go see it, and yeah, like it was all right, It's like a start of a new chapter kind of thing. Like, these are, the Lady Ghostbusters. I kind of found it funny that, like, there were a lot of parts in the movie that were... There you go. There you go. That's how you do the white balance. There were a lot of parts in the movie that were obvious, like, digs at, like, the people who were very critical about there being, like, an all-female cast of Ghostbusters. So, there were things where, like, oh, yeah, they posted their, like, ghost videos on YouTube, and it would be stuff like, oh, good. Like, was it, like, bitches ain't gonna, like... bus ghosts or some shit like that. And then I was trying to read, there was like a part where they show like more of the comment section. All I saw was stuff was like fake as a fake video, but I bet there were other little Easter eggs here and there of, technically real comments and all that stuff. So and I also kind of find it funny that like whenever there's movies like this where there's like a remake of whatever, and it's like after you're done seeing the movie, you would kind of like say to yourself and your friends like, oh man, it'd be great if like so-and-so would have like made a cameo. It'd be great if like they would have used this like original song, like, just bring it back and all that stuff. And it's kind of funny because, restart computer, yes, that it did. Like, immediately you hear the Ghostbusters theme, you see the title card Ghostbusters, the original guys, like, made cameos in the movie, like, when Bill Murray showed up, I just started cracking up because it's fucking Bill Murray, and the fact that he plays a character who is supposed to, like, debunk, like, ghost findings and all that stuff, so... That's funny. Dan Aykroyd as, a cab driver, and then Ernie Hudson as, what's her name? Leslie Jones, I think is her last name? Yeah. As her, like, uncle and all that stuff. And I kind of, like I said, I kind of find it funny because it's like, in other movies, you're like, oh, it'd be great if they would have, like, done, like, the fucking, like, cameo and blah, 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 and normally it doesn't happen. People are like, stupid. I don't know, I think it was done well with that, like the ghost effects kind of do remind me of like the Scooby-Doo movies, just because they're obviously very, yes, they're obviously like very, I guess you would say fantastical or something, and it's supposed to be fun in a way, like the ghosts aren't that freaking scary, there's no Zool shit going on in this one. I kind of expected it, obviously. There is the whole, like, gotta go to, like, a fucking big old, like, apartment building shit happening and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, also, what's her name? The lady who was, like, the receptionist. She made a cameo as, the hotel receptionist. When she turned around, I was like, oh, hey! As if I know her and she can hear me through the movie. Yeah, like I said, it was alright, like, Kristen Wiig didn't annoy me, because usually she usually does play these characters where I'm just like, oh my god, you're really testing me, kind of characters, and also there weren't any moments in the movie, like, when they're, whatever comedy or delivering lines and stuff, did I find myself going, ugh, like that, In a lot of movies like this, you end up finding yourself being like, I get it, thanks, you're making a reference to the or it doesn't feel like it's shoehorned in, although like the beginning when like the music, the main theme goes on, it's Ghostbusters, and then like I was kind of like, oh, alright, we're going with this, okay. I was more obviously surprised by it, but other than that, yeah, like, so, let's go back with Kristen Wiig. She's a professor at Columbia, for physics, yada yada. Someone, like, finds, like, her book that she wrote on the paranormal. And it's like, oh, no, I'm not that person, because, you can't be taken seriously in your field of science if you, are like, I hunt ghosts, and ghosts are real, and yada yada. And then she goes sees her, friend, Melissa McCarthy, who works in this other school, which... I kind of found it funny that it was like the school's only 12 years old, and the only reason why that the person who plays the dean is the dean is because the other one went to jail. And it's like a joke on like the whole like not really like fake kind of institutes kind of thing, you know, like that was, I kind of found that a little bit funny. Yeah, and then what's her name, Kate McKinnon, her, the blonde one, she kind of plays like Melissa McCarthy's like assistant and stuff. She had some really good ass lines, like she was really funny. Sorry, my computer just turned on. It's like, do you want to upgrade? And it's like, because sorry, it's kind of scary because all of a sudden it's like a blue screen. I was like, excuse me, but no, no, it's gonna pop. Okay, now I'm back to my desktop. Don't scare the fuck out of me with that shit. God, I'm like, it's like, Mo, help me fix this thing. Damn, son. Anyway. But yeah, Kate's character, she has like a lot of like really good like one-liners, all that stuff. I found myself kind of cracking. There were like a couple more people like in the theater, and I was just by myself. But I found myself laughing a little too hard on the part where like the comedic timing in the movie is very much obviously like a Pole Freak, you know, movie. So it's like like that awkward humor where like things are happening and people are saying stuff and it's just kind of awkward and you're laughing at it because it's awkward. You know, it gave me a couple of chuckles here and there, you know. But there's a part where like, you know, they're seeing like the first ghost and you kind of see it in like the commercial where she has like that dress on, yada yada. And Kate's character just starts eating like Pringles and you're like, how can you eat during this? And she's like, she says the line of like, oh, you know, I can't resist these like salty parabolas. And I was like, it was a math joke, so I was like, like I actually found myself going like, alright, woo! Leslie Jones's character, she's like an MTA worker. She spots a ghost on like the tracks, and then she contacts them, and that's how like they kind of like become part of the team. And I love that her character, like, one, she knows like New York City, you know, being an MTA worker, and two, like, she knows a lot of like architectural history. Like, she's just kind of like, hey, this spot, like their first, like their main office, they're like, oh hey, this spot used to be like, funny enough, it's a Chinese restaurant, and it's like, you know, where it's old gambling stuff. I just like, I think that's cool. It's good at least to kind of give these characters a little bit more depth than just being like, these are lady scientists, you know, kind of stuff. You know, and it wasn't bad. Like, it's all right, you know? Like, I saw it in 3D because, you know, I saw some people, like, recommend, like, hey, like, see it in 3D, yada yada. And they're, like, not all of it was obviously needed in 3D, but, like, the movie was, like, letterboxed, you know? And, like, whenever, like, the slime shit would come out and whenever they'd have their fucking, like, rays and all that stuff, it would go past the letterbox kind of thing. Kind of like what they did with, like, Dread, which, funny enough, I dread that I didn't see that in theaters. You know, I missed my opportunity on that because, fuck that movie. Yeah. Fuck that movie in a good way. Anyway. But yeah, so like whenever like shit starts coming like at you and all that stuff, it comes past the letterbox, you know. You probably saw in the trailer, there's a part where like Leslie slaps like Melissa McCarthy and like her head is like past the letterbox is like this, and then like her arm swings out of the letterbox like to slap her and stuff. Like, I think, like, you know, it was fun 3D. Like, most of it was just kind of like, you couldn't even tell, you know, when you're just, like, watching it, you know, until, like, the obvious things would happen with the 3D. But for, I guess, the experience of, like, whoa, slime and all that stuff, yeah, go see it in 3D, you know. I saw that it was available in IMAX 3D, and I was like, oh, whoa, just, I want you to calm down there. It's not Star Trek. That's next week, you know? Or technically this week, but yeah. You can tell that, like, everyone had fun filming this movie, so at least you know they had fun. So it wasn't just like, oh god, I'm in, like, a remake kind of thing, and, oh, fuck, you know. It was definitely fun. Hemsworth, you know, playing an idiot, you know, was good. There was a part that, like, had me cracking up. I actually started cracking up. Where, so you see, like, in the trailer, like, his character wears glasses, and he went to go push up his glasses, and his finger goes through the frame, and, like, kind of pushes, like that, like, he scratches, like, eye or something with it, and I just got my glasses dirty. funny enough, that's the joke. And so Melissa McCarthy's character, who, you know, does work a lot, she's like, why no lenses? He goes, oh yeah, I took them out because they always got dirty. And I'm just like, I still find it kind of funny because it's so stupid. Like, it's literally so fucking stupid. And he is just like a pretty face who's stupid. Not Chris Hemsworth himself, but like the character he plays. It's just that stupid that you're just like, oh my god. I found that hilarious. And that, like, you know, the part in the commercial where they said don't listen, he covered his eyes, you know, all that stuff. And like, and oh man, the guy who played, like, you know, the antagonist in it, like, god, he casted that well. Just, oh, a creepy dude. There you go, creepy looking dude. Yeah, it wasn't so bad. They made a reference to, you know, the Stay Puff Marshmallow guy in like this one part towards like the third act, you know, and like instead of the Stay Puft Marshmallow thing, like, being this big monster, it was actually like the Ghostbusters logo in the end that became big, which, because it's in a ghost kind of thing, it became big and it's 3D now rather than like the 2D logo. It kind of looked like Oogie Boogie from like Nightmare Before Christmas and all that shit. I would say, yeah, like matinee rental, you know, like just, you know, again, like if you do want to see it in theaters, see it in like the 3D just so you can, you know, the fun 3D, you know, aspects of it, but oh, that is alright, you know, like... oh yeah, Ozzy Osbourne makes a fucking, like, cameo in it, and I was just like, alright. Alright, just... Oh god, there's that part with mannequins, and I was just like, ugh, Jesus. It's like every freaking jump-scary fucking horror game out there. It's like, oh, you go into a room full of mannequins, and I like that Leslie was like, she literally said it like, oh, it's a room full of nightmares, and she just turned around, walked away, and I was just like, yeah, I'm with you on that, not playing that fucking, you know, shit. But yeah, it was like I said, it was alright. Like I said, Kristen Wiig didn't annoy me, which, again, I'm not a fan of her. She literally does annoy the fuck out of me. Like, her as a person, no, but like every character she plays is always that character. But yeah. Oh, fuck. At the end, like, during the, like, credit sequence, well, like, a little after the main credit sequence, Sigourney Weaver shows up, because at the end, you know, like, everything's cool, and she's like, oh, Kate's character was like, oh, this is my mentor, blah, blah, and I was just like, I saw Sigourney Weaver, I got so excited, I was like, Sigourney! I'm like fucking Dory and Finding Dory, which is like, Sigourney! My friend, Sigourney Weaver! Anyway, like I said, the movie's alright. It's kind of funny. I'm just like, shit. I love my friends, but part of me is like, damn, maybe I should go see movies by myself more often. Just sitting there with, like, chips and a drink and just, like, look how big this fucking thing is. Look at that. Like, this, Jesus, like, God, if this doesn't say America, like, oh my god. It's like my frickin', oh god, my movie ticket costs less than, like, the drink and chips combo, but I could go into that. Anyway, so we're gonna go on about the trailers. So, the first one is Nerve. I already saw kind of commercials for it here and there, which is Emma Roberts and, is that, what's his name, Dave Franco? Anyway, yeah, so it's them. It's like supposed to be like technically like a social media game. There is a big ass fucking bruise on my knee. Sorry, I just looked down and I went, oh god, just like, oh, I'm gonna show my knee here. Just, oh god, nope, you can see it. Look at that, right over my scar, like right in the midst of the scar. Anyway, sorry. I just like I had really like longer like dude shorts today, so I didn't see it. I crossed my legs. I was like, oh shit. How the fuck did I do that? Team random leg bruise. Anyway, the movie Nerve, it's like I said, it's like a social media kind of game where it's just like, are you a player or are you a watcher kind of thing? And it's like, oh, if you play, and it's like, they're saying it's like truth or dare without the truth, it's just dare, so it's just like, anyway. So apparently, like, if you do all these things, you're supposed to, like, get money or something out of it, you know. But then, like, turn for the worst kind of stuff. It's like, oh, you go through all these dares, and all of a sudden they stole your identity, and then like in the end, it's like they end up at like a spot. They show that they're like, talk about a trailer that shows you the entire movie. They go through all this stuff, and then like at the end, it's like a fucking like gladiator arena thingy. I guess you have to fight to the death or something, because you suddenly see Emma Roberts with like a gun in her hand, and you're like, all right, you know. So that's Nerve, you know. It's like if I guess Pokemon Go went a little too extreme. Then the next one is like Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, and it's directed by Ang Lee, and it's very much this whole like soldiers who go overseas and fight the war and all that shit, and they come back, and it's like this celebration thing, and it's a lot going on in that movie. Like, I saw that trailer, and it was just kind of like, this soldier is sad and crying, and no one knows what I did there, and no one, I don't know. I think it's one of those, because it's Ang Lee, it's one of those stories where it's supposed to tug on your heartstrings and make you feel and whatever. But all I kept thinking was like, why would you bring these soldiers who have fought and put them like in a halftime show when there's explosions and shit going on? Do any of them have PTSD? You know, like, are any of them still affected by it? Because you saw a glimpse where it was like a funeral scene, and when they do the guns, like when they do that, one of them like completely just does that, and you're like, I understand during the funeral scene, like during a funeral, you kind of have to like attend for your, like, you know, fellow man and all that stuff. But like during the halftime show, and like shit's going off, and they're just standing there like, you know, saluting and whatever not, and just being like part of the halftime show, and then there's all these people and like a drum line, but you don't see like the stands because I don't think they were able to afford people. I don't know. It's just it's one of those movies, and Kristen Stewart's in it. But anyway, so there's that one. It's one of the like. Once, like, the Nerve trailer made sense, but then this trailer came on, all I was thinking was, like, part of me almost forgot what movie I went to go see, because I was like, what the fuck movie am I going to go see? Why did they put this trailer in front of it? I don't know. It's probably going to be one of those movies that, like, no one really went to go see it, but somehow you see that's nominated a lot for, like, Golden Globes and, like an Oscar and shit like that, because it's one of those movies, you know? Because I think it's also coming out around, like, October or something, so it's, like, Oscar bait, you know, Ang Lee. Anyway, the next movie is called The Space Between Us, and it has that kid from Ender's Game in it. Oh, my God. I love sci-fi. I love stuff about space travel. But, God, I hate this shit where it's like, oh, they're in love, and it's about space. So the Ender kid is apparently like like he was born on Mars because the mom was pregnant, and somehow they thought it was safe to have her pregnant ass go up into space, feel all those G-forces, her baby was fine. Give birth, and the kid is like 16, 17. I love how they're never like 18 in these movies. Like, they're always like, oh, you're just young enough where you're not allowed to fully make your own decisions. So it's like they're 16, 17, you're just on the cusp of it. And he I don't know, Skype with some cute girl, and so he's like, I think I like her because she's, you know, he finally goes down to Earth, and he's like, oh my God, thing's so beautiful, what is that? Oh my God, it's a horse, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, whatever, and they're saying, like, his bones can't handle the Earth's gravitation of her, and all of a sudden there's a shot of him, like, in the hospital, and all that stuff, but he, like, really likes his girl, and the girl thinks he's bullshitting because he's saying he's from Mars, and it's like, I feel like it's like Nicholas Sparks in space kind of shit, you know? I was born on Mars, I really like this girl, I came down to Earth, but I guess it seems like they want to keep him, like, bring him back to Mars, like, because obviously, like, in the movie, they're saying that they're colonizing Mars, like, they're trying to, like, you know, like, do the Martian shit with it, but, I don't know, I was just like, and again, this trailer happened after that freaking, you know, Billy Hudahay thing, so I was like, the fuck am I watching? So after that was these trailers are getting way too damn serious. So then it was Sully, the pilot who landed the plane on the Hudson, and apparently it's about like the untold story. So from what I remember, because I live in freaking, here around the New York area and all that stuff, it happened. People were like, holy shit, a plane landed in, the Hudson, and then they find out that, like, oh, this guy used to, fucking what military branch, but he used to, like, fly shit there, so he was able to do this water landing, and everyone was calling him a hero and saying he's great. But apparently this movie is talking about how, like, oh, were you drinking? Oh, wait, we'd used this flight simulator and figured out that, you could have made it to JFK or wherever airport. You could have made it in time. Instead, you didn't need to do the water landing. So it's like this movie is like freaking like fucking defamation of character kind of shit going on, because it's like, and he's played by Tom Hanks too, so it's, so it's like, oh, well, the other engine was fine, you didn't need to do this, you put all these lives at risk. But it's like, everyone's alive, why are you guys giving this man shit? But it's like, he shouldn't have done the it's one of like those movies where it's supposed to be like dramatic and it's based on like true shit, so it really supposed to like get at you, because America, and it's just like, yeah, when I saw it was like Tom Hanks playing him, I was like, wonder if that guy ever thought in his life that if they were ever gonna make a movie about his life, that would be Tom Hanks, like, he's just a dude doing his job, he landed, got everyone safe, and in this movie they're talking about how, like, he done goofed, like, I don't know, thank you, Hollywood. So the next one is Bridget Jones's Baby. That's all I have to say. Apparently, Bridget Jones, she sleeps with Colin Firth, sleeps with, was it Patrick Dempsey? Dylan McDermott? No, Patrick Dempsey, I think that's who it is. One of those guys. But anyway, she sleeps with both of them. She ends up pregnant. She doesn't know who the dad is. So they're all just with her this whole time and like kind of fighting over who's the daddy kind of stuff. Whatever. I never cared for any of the Bridget Jones movies, so I don't think I'd care for this one. Let me just turn off the sound. There you go. Then after that, another Tom Hanks movie, Inferno, which is another, like, it's like the third installment in the fucking, like, Da Vinci Code shit. So apparently Dante's Inferno predicted like a mass like extermination of the world, to like, because the world's becoming overpopulated, so it's like there's like a virus or something out there, as there always is. We kill all these people and then the world is fine again with lesser people and we just start from scratch kind of thing. Alright. Then the last one is Mrs. Parrish Something's Home for Peculiar Children, which I've heard of that book for like a while, and I was like kind of interested in reading it, but hey, I got other things to do. It sounds kind of mean. No, it's got what's her name from like Penny Dreadful in it, so I was like, oh, that's fucking perfect. And the kid from fucking Ender's Game is in that one as well, and you're just like, okay. And there's like this girl who looks like a young Helena Bonham Carter. Especially Helena Bonham Carter in Big Fish, when she had like that blonde hair. She looks like a young version of that. And like all of a sudden she like tied her, you see the trailer, she tied a rope to her, she had the guy like hold this. And then she goes and like, this is actually the only trailer that's in 3D. So mind you, I'm like trying to like, I forgot to take my 3D glasses out of the packaging. So I'm just like eating snacks, watching the trailers, writing it down. And then they're like, time to put on the 3D glasses. So I'm like, oh god, fumble. Alright. And when I finally put on the 3D glasses, it's like right as I saw her like take off these amazing platforms that she's wearing. And it's like, it's supposed to, look like metal, to kind of like gravity boots to keep her grounded, because she apparently can like, she's like a, airbender or something, because she can like do stuff. Anyway, but those shoes, immediately it's like, oh, the shoes. I'm immediately like drawn to this movie. But anyway, so there's that, and they're in like a weird time shift and whatever not. It seems like a fun movie, and it's directed by Tim Burton. Like, I think I've already mentioned that. So it's like, okay, there that is. it looks interesting, you know. And obviously they're releasing out in 3D because he's jumped on that bandwagon. But anyway, yeah. So Ghostbusters, you know, it's all right. It's not bad. Go see it, matinee rental. You know, it's at least it's like, you know, something to put on. You know, it's not something where it's like, don't fucking bother. You know. So anyway, yeah, and all that stuff. I got things to do, but bye.